Okay, it says I'm connected to both. Fingers crossed that it keeps on doing what it's been doing. When you hop on, say hi. I had 4 cards for you tonight. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Denise. Welcome. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds or so, and I'm going to get started. I feel like I got to sneeze. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to get started. I'm just going to flip the camera down and we're going to go dive right into it. So hold on a second. Okay. I'm using tonight the Joy of Love, Jar of Joy. Just came out July 1st, online exclusive. And I'm using this leaf from the Natural Botanicals. And I'm using Trick or Treat throughout the year. This one is retired, okay? First card, very simple. It's just using ink and paper and stamp. Cherry Cobbler, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll need 2 pieces of basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4, one for the inside and one for the outside. So I'm going to bring in my paper here. Going to get my cherry cobbler. This is what I did. Oh, I didn't do the inside of this one. We're going to do it now. And we need this stamp. A block. And all I'm doing is, for the inside, is stamping this along the top. And then we're going to put that on the inside. Hi, Carol. That's okay. I'm working on the first card, so you didn't miss anything. Okay, so that's the inside. So we're going to bring this piece in. And we're going to bring in Cherry Cobbler again. And I'm going to use Shaded Spruce. Get my stand here. And I need the leaf. And I'm missing Season's Greetings. And I think that was out of, yeah, the Greetings of the Season. Unlined, last chance. It's on the last chance. Hi, Renee. Welcome. So let me get Season's Greetings out of here. We'll put this on a block. And we're going to put Season's Greetings. And I'm going to bring in my chamois because I'm going to have to clean the stamp. But I'm going to stamp one there and one there. Then we're going to clean it. Hi, Linda. Welcome. And then let me move me in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then I'm going to take Shaded Spruce and going to put that in the middle. While I have Shaded Spruce open, I'm going to take Season's Greeting. And we're going to stamp that right there. And then before I did the leaf up there, I'm going to draw my lines. And I need Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler, a little ruler. And I'm just going to draw my lines. I wish I would have still had my old markers. I like the thinner point than this one for this here. And then I'm going to go my green. Oh, really, Carol? Yeah, I just got mine. I guess it was last week. I just got mine and I started playing with it yesterday. I don't have the other stamp set that goes with the punch yet. That's on my order. I only ordered the punch when I ordered this stamp set. Whoops, closed the wrong one up. So I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to get my leaf, ink that up, and I'm just going to, oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, I'll do it this way. And we're going to, I used Old Olive on here, and I think I like the darker green better. Okay. And then we're going to put this right on the front, and then our first card will be done. There's glue on there. And there's card number 2. Card number 1. Now you could take bling and you can put bling on here, okay? On my cards tonight, I didn't put any bling on it, so. Okay, card number 2. Is this one. It's our book fold card. Okay. Cherry cobbler. And I didn't score this. It's 8.5 by 5.5, and you're going to score it at 3 1/4, which I didn't do. I do have a 3 1/4 and 4 1/4. Thanks, Carol. And then you're going to fold it at the 4 1/4 mark. And then this is going to get folded back to give you your book fold. Okay. So this one here, I am going to glue that one. Oh, thank you for sharing, Carol. I'm just putting glue on that 1 inch mark where we scored it at 3 1/4 and 4 1/4, because that will create your book fold. Okay. You'll need 2 pieces that are 3 by 5 1/4. One's going to go here, one's going to go on the inside. Old olive, and this is 2 3/4 by 5, and you're going to put that on top there. You'll need 3/4 inch basic white. We're going to stamp that one too, and we're going to stamp our jar. I went ahead and stamped "May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy," which is in the Jar of Joy stamp set. Okay, so now I punched this out before I stamped it, but you know what, right here's one. We'll just use that one. And all I did was, you know what, I'm going to stamp this anyway, just so you can see it. If I can stamp it without messing it up. Basic Memento Black. We're going to stamp it on top here. Oh, it's off a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to use this one. And what I did was, when I punched it out, this was just white because I did all white. And I took my cherry cobbler marker and colored in the lid. Okay. Bring my paper back in. And this is, we need to clean this. And then we're going to use old olive and cherry cobbler. So this one's done. And this is going to be that. And we need old olive. Okay. Whoops. Almost hit that first, huh? Okay. I am going to just start by putting 2 cherry cobblers there. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. And then we're going to do our old olive. Like so. That's our strip. And then, oh, leave that open. For this, I use the little dots that are in with the set. And I just stamped all around the green here. Okay. close that up. And we're gonna get the cherry cobbler again, and I need to clean that. Oops, almost. And we'll bring in the piece that's gonna be on the inside. And we're gonna just stamp the top like we did the other one. Okay. Got ink on my fingers. I don't want to get on my cards. Okay. So let's put this on the inside. Okay. Then we're going to lay this one down. And like I said, these are 3 by 5 1/4. We're going to lay this piece down. Okay. And we're going to put this one down. And this one's 2 3/4 by 5. Then we're going to get some dimensionals for that. We're going to put that right about there. And then my saying, wherever it got to, here it is. I'm going to cut that. May your heart be filled with joy. And I'm just going to put that there. And that went on top. And there you have card number 2. Oh, thanks, Carol. Oh, hi, Darlene. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, that's card number 2. Card number 3 is this one here. Now this one is a 4 1/4 by 11, but the one I'm showing you tonight is an 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. And this one I'm gonna have to gonna do it a little different. Gonna stamp the snowman. Let me get my snowman out. Take this off. Memento black. I'm not gonna put the black around the jar. When I first stamped this, I thought, oh no, it's not stamping right. Well, wait till you see. This one is using Lost Lagoon. I am using Balmy Blue. So then I'm going to get this little tiny thing here, stamp, and I'm going to get my Balmy Blue. We're going to ink this up, and you see that space, whoops, wait, get you in the space between the hat and his head and body. This is going to fill it in like so. All you got to do is line up the hat and everything falls into place. There you go. I'm going to leave this out because I am going to get my sponge daubers, and I think that's this one. Yep. And all I'm going to do is just go around the jar a little instead of stamping the black outline. I am just going to go around with my sponge dauber with the balmy blue. Okay. Before I close that up, we need that little dots. And we're just going to stamp a couple in here. Like so. Okay. I'm not going to close that up yet. Oh, you know what? I use a background stamp that is retired. Now, you think I'm going to be able to find that? Hold on a minute. I'll be up here. Sparkling up. Hold on a minute. I will find it. Huh. Never mind. I found it. It's not retired. It's the falling snow uh, background stamp. And what I'm going to do is move these out of the way. And I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to just ink up my background stamp. Okay. And then I am going to lay my card on top. And this is a 4 by 5 1/4. And I took my piece of scratch paper and rubbed over it. And then you have your background snowflakes. I'll clean that when I'm done. And I'm going to close this up before I put my fingers in it. Okay. So what I did was I punched the lid in the blue, the balmy blue. And we're going to put him on at the top of the jars. Sometimes I think it should, when I'm doing these, I think it should, the jar should have the punch and the lid all together. That you don't have to paper piece it. Okay, there's our 3. I got glue here. Okay. This one is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're scoring it at 4 1/4. This is a piece that is 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's going to go here. So we're going to put this down. I'm glad they kept this stamp. I really like that one. And then this is going to get laid right here, pretty close to the edge. And it's going to be top and bottom of your layer here. And then we're going to glue this one down right here. And then we're going to glue this one down right here. This one's going to get popped up. Hi, Dolores. Okay, and then we're going to put this on. And then I thought I stamped my greeting in here, but maybe I did it. So let me bring that out. Wishing you the sweetest Christmas. I need to get some scratch paper. I'm gonna put it on a block. Memento black. Stamp. And then we're gonna cut it apart. I'll probably find it because I know I did it. I'm not worried if it's not straight across. And that's going to go there. And then this one's going to go here. So we're just going to glue them down. Okay, card number 3. I did not put anything on the inside. What you could do is stamp that snowflake background in a lighter color, and then you can just write over it if you want. But there's 2 different color versions of the card. This is Lost Lagoon and this is Balmy Blue. Okay? And on to the last one. Get some stuff out of my way here. There's this one here. It's my ghost, Frankenstein, and my pumpkin. Trick or Treat is from that stamp set that is retired throughout the year. So I'll let you know what I used on these. 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4. Yeah, I think I like the light blue too, the balmy blue. I think I like that better. You're right, Dolores. You're right. I'll find it when I'm done. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I'm using pumpkin pie for the first layer, and that's 4 by 5.5, 5 1/4. So I'm going to put that one down a while. Next Thursday is my birthday, guys. And I was thinking about giving away some stuff on my birthday by putting your names in on my wheel and drawing names. I'm just getting my circles here. Okay. I went ahead and I cut one pumpkin pie, one basic white, and one old olive of the jar. I did 3 lids, the lids for the jars in black. I did 1 black because I'm going to do his hair. I did 3 half-inch circles, which is retired. I used our retired half-inch circle punch. 3 of old olive, 2.5 of basic black, and 2 white. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to do the ghost. That's the easiest. Let me get the 2 circles and the lid. Just going to put a little glue on the lid. Maybe. Let's put it up here. There we go. Okay, we're going to put the lid on. Okay. And then we're going to put some glue here, and here. And we're just going to lay the eyes and the mouth. Now I'm going to let that sit and let his eyes dry, let the glue dry, and then I will put the white on the inside. But there's our ghosts. And then I'm going to take some smoky slate and go around. Thanks, Carol. Oh, well, I'll be thinking of you, Darlene. Good luck. And thank you. Okay, so I'm going to take smoky slate around the little bit. You can't really see him on here, just to give him a little more depth. Okay. All right. Next, we're going to do the pumpkin, and he's real simple. Put a little glue here. Put our lid. Okay. Then I'm going to get my pumpkin pie marker. And I am just going to draw some lines. To make it look like a pumpkin, I guess. And then I just drew his face on with my black marker, Stampin' Up marker. I need the other one. And I just did triangles for his eyes. They don't have to be perfect. It's a pumpkin. And there's our pumpkin. Simple. Okay? Now comes the fun one. Okay, Mr. Frankenstein. We need that And you know what? He needs a green lid. I have one here. I do. Okay. What I did was I took the top part of the jar and I just started zigzagging up and down different lengths. No two is going to be the same, so I'm not really worried about it. Then it's going to get laid right up there, like so. Okay. So I'm going to glue that down well so I don't lose it. And I'm only putting glue at the top, okay? And then it's going to go right at the end of the jar, right at the top. Like so. I want to slide his eyes in that underneath the bangs here. And then if I need to, I'll put some glue under there. Okay. Need these two. We're going to take my snips and cut this in half. I only needed one. No, I need two. I need three. 3.5 circles. Okay. So what I did was I took my marker and I drew did circle in the center of his eye. Like so. Then I took and put glue on here. You could use dimensionals if you really wanted to. And it gets laid over like so. This is the one that takes the longest. Okay. So we're going to put that on there a while. So I'm just going to put some glue on my jar. And I'm going to slide it under his head. Under his hair. Like so. I got glue on my fingers. Everything wants to stick. And then I need a mini dimensional. And I'm going to cut it in half for the nose. Take off the backing. And that's going to go in the middle there. And it wasn't supposed to stick like that. There we go. Okay. Then I need I have a white painter. And I'm just going to put a line. That's a little too much though. And I'm going to put it on the ghost. He looks scared there. And then I'm going to take my marker again and I'm going to draw his stitches. And I'm going to give him a mouth. There's my Frankenstein. Bring in this. He's going to go there. Oh, I'm going to finish that one. This one's going to go here. And let me get my daubers here and get a gray. And my smoky slate. And let's put some depth on my ghost here. There we go. Okay, so we're going to glue him down like so. Oh, I got to put the lid on that. Going to glue him down. I'll put the lid on here. Put dimensionals on him. Hi, Renee. Thanks, Darlene. We're going to put him there. Okay. And then I have Trick or Treat. Like I said, it's from a retired set. And I am going to just trim this up. I did not use my trimmer. I just used scissors. And I trimmed it pretty close to the lettering. I'll put Trick or Treat. Okay, let me get this mess out of the way here. And we're just going to glue these down. Trick. Can't see my light. Hands are in my light's way. Treat. Now we can put him on the front there. And we have card number 4 using the Jar of Joy. There you go. Let me bring them out for you. And 4. And I'm going to move these out a little so you can see them all. There you go. That's my cards for tonight. Hi, Shirley. These are the 4 cards I did tonight. I'm glad you made it too, Shirley. So, just a reminder, if you're the two-tone cardstock is 20% off tonight yet till midnight, 11:50 something Mountain Time. So you want to get it in if you. Thanks, Carol. If you need any two-tone cardstock. I have to admit, I do not have any other than what came into some of my scrapbooking kit. It is on my order, but not right now. I'm dealing with a ceiling upstairs that fell down. So, all right, guys. Thanks, Shirley. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate every one of you. And if you didn't share already, please share. It helps my channel. And like. I will be back on, what's today? Friday. Monday. Um, I think I'll be using, thanks, Linda, the Impressions of Bloom. I'm not sure yet. I have to uh, see what I have here as far as being new. I might even pull out some of the ones that, like Spotlight on Nature or something. I'm not sure yet. Thanks, Renee. All right, guys. I'll see you back here Monday at 8 o'clock. Thank you for joining me tonight. And